Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to a new edition of RVDaydream. What you doing? I'll tell you what I was doing yesterday. Let me turn you around and show you what I'm going to be doing today too. Enjoying the heat. Now yesterday I enjoyed the heat immensely. Do you know how? I stayed inside the house.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
Sorry about the wind. Yeah, it was pretty soupy, and I have a review that I'm in the middle of right now, and I kind of got sidetracked. What a big surprise. I'm not going back to the pole building. I can just summarize what's happening all the way around. The RV's still in there. La la la. Insert whatever you want. I did get to mow the lawn the other day after I thought that it was going to be too wet, but I snuck in a good mow job. It sounded dirty, didn't it? Other thing is we dropped our son's car off at the mechanic. They installed all new tires on it. We didn't get them Michelins this time. I love Michelins, if you guys don't know that already. But Michelins are costly for a reason. They're awesome. But we did get what was like a good middle of the road tire. I researched the crap out of it. It's a Yokohama Avid Ascend, and on this car it did real well in the reviews. Go to Tire Rack for reviews. That's what we do. They're quiet, they're good mileage, good handling, good wet weather, good snow. So anyways, we also had him do some other work. Oh, all new brakes, all new rotors, new calipers on the front, even though it didn't need them. That's kind of a strange thing to say, but I have a reason for saying that. Heidi bought a bunch of stuff on closeout at her work when one of the other stores was closing. Hey, it's dark in here. You're going to see a mess. What, did you think you're going to see something else different than a mess? I shouldn't even have to warn you about that. So Heidi, whenever their store closed, one of their stores closed, she bought a bunch of stuff that was, being sold at like $16 for calipers. Thing was there was a core charge on them. The core charge wasn't reduced. So it was cheaper for her to have new calipers installed on his car so she could get her core charge back. Even though the mechanic said, hey, I don't really need calipers. And she goes, can you install them anyways? Heidi's been working a lot. She had somebody at her work that was a manager in training, and she was utilizing him for the last, 4 months, 5 months maybe, as a closer, a key holder. And now that he's gone and he's got his own store, she's back to trying to cover that shift. Okay, I keep on migrating over this way as I talk to you because the company, as I mentioned before, the fuel pump, this sight plug was leaking fuel. And I think that that's part of the vacuum system that is, designed in this here. The pump bulb, all that's how it vacuums or sucks the fuel out of the tank into this fuel pump system. The fuel pump does that and keeps this tank full. I think it was losing its vacuum based on that sight plug leaking. It's part of the path. I don't know if that's the case for sure. However, yesterday I ran and filled this tank and filled all my other gas tanks because it was time to get gas for the mower and stuff. We'll have to test that out. That'll be later on this video, I'm sure. Let's see what else. It's still very warm outside. It's going to be really warm today. We're looking at 92. The humidity level is Florida-like. It is up there. It's very humid. I'm fine with that. I've talked about that tons of times. I'm surprised the other day I was watching that video back that I posted of bringing all these totes down, and man, I was huffing and a puffing, wasn't I? I've told my wife, I said, when I was doing the playback, I said, do I really sound like I'm getting ready to die of a heart attack? And she said, yeah, you breathe pretty heavily whenever you're doing that stuff. I mean, obviously, I don't think a lot of people pay attention to how much they breathe. But I was pretty breathy there. I'm like, all right. Yeah. Another, that's indication or hint number 45 that I need to be going on a diet, and yet I still haven't. Again, this is all part of a bike review stuff. You can just kind of ignore it. This bike, I already know this is going to be an awesome bike. It's funny how we've done so many that it just takes a short amount of messing around with something to know that you've got a good product. So look forward to that review. For you guys that don't watch those videos, look forward to skipping that review. I have to take these two bikes and I think put them out in the pole building. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll have to see there. But I have a lot of other stuff going on. It's pretty intense right now with reviews. Let's just say that. So the way that I get around that intensity is I step outside and I enjoy the weather. It is definitely warmer out here than in this garage even. We're getting to the point where we are slacking on other stuff too. And again, part of my duties, the weed eating, weed whacking, string trimming, whatever you want to call it. I'm slacking on that. Also, it's gotten to the point now that, oh yeah, I forgot I left that fuel stuff out. I was siphoning fuel and putting extra into this truck so I could fill the cans. It's getting to the point where we need to take the dirt that is piled at each pole and shovel that up, hoe it up, rake it up or whatever, tamp it around each pole where there might be a void, and then find a low spot for the rest of the dirt, which this area would probably do pretty good maybe. Heidi's garden, way out of control when it comes to the grass. She's freaking out. She says, oh, I think my stuff's getting choked out. I said, it's plants and, they find a way. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. Now, the good news is we haven't had to water this garden at all. Obviously, we've had enough rain that it's taking care of itself easily. But she does have a lot of plants here that look like they're struggling to do what they need to do. I don't want to walk through this wet grass too much. It's got a dew on it. It didn't rain, it's just dewy. That was something that was strange. If you guys have never traveled out, west, having dew, that was a thing. Oh, look, Japanese beetles. Oh, Heidi will be excited to see those. They're just eating away at her plants. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, well, so tell us what your school of thought is, because in the past, what we've done is taken and from downstream, let's say downstream from the wind, we would have put a bag of bugs. So I'd put a bag of bug out here in the yard somewhere, probably two, one here and one here. And that way, when the wind is blowing in this direction and it's carrying the scent of that bag of bug, whatever beetles may be in this area that are wanting to migrate over and find our plants, instead, they will find those bag of bugs. Here's the thing with that. Just because those bags are out there and that scent is being generated doesn't mean that those beetles are going to fly right to those bag of bugs. It could be instead that they spot, smell, whatever it is, this part of the garden, and they'll just pass the bag of bugs and come over to the garden and create even more of a problem. So that's where people say you shouldn't have put up bag of bugs. Again, put your thoughts down in the comment. Tell me something that definitely you've experienced with bag of bugs. Would you do it? We've done it in the past. We've had mixed results, but I can tell right now she's going to be ticked off when she gets off work. It's Saturday. She's going to get home probably around 4 today, and she's going to see this and freak out. Maybe I'll take the garden hose and spray them and hope that that disperses them, but I doubt it. There's so many here, I don't know if you guys can tell. Let me show you here. Yeah, they're just eating her plants up. All right, so that's what we're doing today. That's what I'm doing today. What are you guys doing today? Are you enjoying yourself? We had the local county fair that's still going on, and it's only, let's see, I would think a total of maybe, let's say 3 miles. No, not even that. It would be probably 1.5 miles from here. So, not very far. Of course, Heidi's been working and we haven't been able to go to the fair and do the things that we normally do, which would, demolition derby and maybe the truck pulls, tractor pulls, that kind of thing. But it's been a day, I'll tell you. Yesterday, as far as the temperature, and I'm expecting the same today. So I'm going to try to squeeze in some work, because Heidi, when she gets home, she also has some work that we need to do in the house. Another review, obviously, and she wants to knock that out. Let me give you one more update on something, and you tell me what you think. So after moving into this new house, we were bombarded, like I'm assuming they do to all people that have moved into the area. You must get on some sort of mailing list, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, it makes sense. Okay, time for the sidetrack. You know how the stories go with me. I'm talking about one thing and I get sidetracked. If you guys don't know, whenever you buy something new and it may be of value, there are people that will buy your name off of a list. So if their products match, or they think that their products are going to match with somebody who's buying a valuable product, again, they'll have a list of people to approach and try to sell their stuff to. So what I'm talking about in personal experience on the other end of things was I worked for a company called Styling Concepts, sport truck accessories. And back then, I think we just opened what they called Style & Cycles. They were doing Harley accessories also. Well, this sport truck accessory thing and this Harley thing, what we would do was we would want to send out our catalog. Now, our catalog cost money to produce. It was a very nice catalog. It was a laminated type thing. It was just really, really nice. And that's what you did back then. This would have been in the mid-90s. And we wanted to make sure that we weren't just mailing out our catalog all willy-nilly. To give you an idea, if somebody called up, and this was a standard practice back then, if somebody called up the company and said, hey, can you send me a catalog? I'd like to see what you have to purchase. We would say, sure, it's $5. You want to pay for that a credit card or what? And they would go, well, I got to pay for the catalog. And that wasn't the only mail order company that did that. Prior to that, I worked at Summit Racing Equipment. Same thing. Back then, you would tell them you want a catalog, and we'd try to sell them a subscription, which I think was $13 for the year, or they could buy a single catalog, which was, I think, $5. I'm pretty sure. Might have been a little bit less than that. Again, though, that was something that covered the cost of what it was to make the magazine. So with that frame of mind and that standard business practice happening all over the industry, they didn't just want to mail out their catalog to just anybody. They wanted to make sure it went to somebody's mailbox that had the means and the capability of purchasing product out of that catalog for them, that would match up with the company that I worked for. And again, sport truck accessories. And we catered mainly to, at that time, all the Chevy trucks and the GM trucks, almost exclusively. I was a Ford guy, so I always gave them crap about that. And one of the guys there that was in charge of marketing, he said, listen, it was pretty true back then. Not so much now, but back then for sure. They said, guys that want trucks, work vehicles, hardcore vehicles, they buy Fords. He says for the people that just want to play and toy around and have something nice that occasionally does some work, they said they buy Chevys. He goes, that's why all of our accessories, our sport truck accessories, are for Chevys. We did crazy stuff back then. They had racerback style spoilers that went over the bed. We had crazy things like vent visors that went over your wipers. So the wipers would be hidden behind a sunshade. And of course, lowering kits and all kinds of engine modifications, exhaust systems, dash overlays of walnut and carbon fiber. Not so much the carbon fiber. That wasn't a big thing then. It was like a wood overlay was a thing. But again, sidetrack. I'm getting sidetracked here. That company, we would mail out catalogs once a year, and the free catalogs once a year to a whole group of people. And that was off a mailing list that the owner of the company would go and pay the local GM dealership and his multiple dealerships. He would pay them $10,000 to get a list of all of the people that bought brand new GM and Chevy trucks from his location over that year. And from that list, he knew that they had a brand new truck in their driveway, most likely, and they had the money to purchase, obviously, and his accessories would fit on those trucks. So mailing lists are a thing even to this day. It's just on a different level. When we bought the house, now back to the topic at hand, when we bought this house, I'm sure that some sort of list was generated, or the company started going through looking at all new home sales in the area, which can be found online. And maybe they even have a program that searches that. And at that point in time, they dispatch out their sales agents to people that seem to fit the bill for product. Okay. We got contacted by a company for a solar program. Now, you have to qualify for the solar program, and it's tough to qualify, but we fit all the bills. First of all, the roof is less than, I think, 10 years old. And their criteria was the roof had to be less than 15 years old. So talking about the shingles. And I'm almost positive it's right about maybe 7 years old, 8 years old at the oldest. That's all the oldest it can be. The other thing is the house has to be structurally sound for them to mount solar panels on the roof. Well, we just recently obviously bought the house and it had to go through multiple inspections, and nothing was brought up saying anything about the roof being a problem. And of course, they're going to do their own inspection, but they can kind of figure, hey, listen, they've already had inspections done. I'm sure the roof would have came up if it was a problem. The other thing that we qualified for, or made us a prime target, let's say, was the fact that we purchased the home and our credit scores are, I think you have to have a minimum credit score of, I don't know what he said. I think he said something like 670 or 680, something like that. And our credit scores, I mean, we're in the 800s. I don't even know what it is, but Heidi and I both are in the 800s. Heidi's in the mid 800s and I'm in the low 800s. So that was definitely not a problem. And of course, that stuff shows up on some level somewhere to people that might have an idea of how to track that stuff down. And then, of course, the house itself has to lend itself to being, acceptable to solar. We have no trees at all. And it's like every checklist, every checkbox, we fit that category perfect. So they came out, they did a survey, a study with our permission of what the solar would be like here. And because of credit scores and everything else, they already knew that we would most likely be a perfect candidate for their program. So we had to sit down with the salesman and he went through all the details of it. And when it came right down to it, I don't think we wanted the commitment. And the reason is not because it wasn't a bad deal or that it was a bad deal. I don't believe that it wasn't. I don't think Heidi even thought that it wasn't. It's just, it would potentially cause a rift if we decided to move again. And we've talked about that already. And the previous video actually of this one. And the reason we got that information, we talked to our realtor who we trust. He buys and sells houses all the time, and he always has steered us right. There's only a couple things that we've maybe been a little bit indifferent on as far as an opinion about the housing market and selling a home. And neither one of us, I don't think, was clearly right one way or the other. But in this case, we didn't have any experience with some sort of a solar lease program that was remaining when we sold the home to potentially a new buyer. So when we talked to the realtor, he said, listen, every time I've ever had any dealings with any kind of a lease program that the homeowner had with a company, we would always, and he says, and my buyers have always been instructed that those lease programs need to be satisfied before you buy the house. So what that would mean to us is if we decided to sell the house in 6 years' time, we would have to purchase outright the solar array that was on the roof. And of course, all the labor and everything that was involved with that, we'd have to buy out the lease, which the lease would be pretty costly, I would assume. If we was just to buy it outright, let's just say that. If we were to buy the solar panels outright and just have them come out and install it, and I don't even know if they would take care of maintaining them, but it'd be like $67,000. So over 5 years' time, I can only imagine that dropping to maybe $40,000. Well, I'm not going to do that. We're not going to get that kind of return on the home that would make sense. So again, the company though, their lease would allow, they said, listen, the new homeowners, all they have to do is sign some paperwork and they assume the lease and it just continues on. The good part about it by far is we pushed our electric really hard over these last couple months, and we're finally approaching the $200 mark for our electric for the month. We want to see what our house truly cost, running a bunch of lights, running the air conditioning a lot, running all of our electronics inside like we normally would, and find out how much the bill can get to. We are on a slight price reduction program that the township has signed up with as an aggregate that has lowered the rate slightly. But we don't have any kind of great discount program. And I don't know if you guys have stuff like this going on in your neck of the woods, but this is something that I don't care for. I don't like the fact that, and I know it's a monopoly thing and they're trying to break that up. I don't like the idea that there are 6 different companies, literally at least 6 different companies that we know of, that we could buy energy from and send our electric bill to. Instead of sending it to, in our case, it's Ohio Edison. Instead of sending it direct to them, it goes to one of these other companies because they buy the power at a certain rate from the utility company in bulk, and then they get a discount and they pass part of that discount on. But instead of that being something that really helps out the consumers, the regular everyday people, all that does is play into another company getting rich off of what we pay for utilities, when in reality, utilities don't necessarily cost that much. It's just whatever CEO wants a new bonus, they jack up the rates, and he gets his extra $1 million for the year, and in the meantime, we're all paying a penny more, or half a cent more, or a 1/4 of a cent more per kilowatt hour. And again, I'm getting off topic again on something entirely different, but I think that this was just another way of doing that. This is, the company wanted to sell us a solar system that would reduce our bill. However, they built in a percentage of increase every year, and they said that should match what you would see from the utility company. Well, honestly, I can't imagine in 25 years, this was a 25-year program. I can't imagine our electric bill in 25 years being $360 a month. I did like the idea that we would start off for the first year, our electric bill would go from whatever, our low when we moved in here was $140 a month and our high is $200 a month. So you could see the median range there is about $170 a month. Well, our electric bill would have been $156 a month every month for the first year, regardless of how much electricity we used, as long as we didn't put in an in-ground swimming pool of some kind, or a swimming pool in general, or a hot tub, because those are just energy hogs. And it would be unfair to the solar company then that we were utilizing whatever extra energy that they may be able to get by doing that. The other thing was which Heidi had a major problem with, but it was never going to be our equipment. We were leasing the equipment until the end of that 25-year lease, or after 5 years, we could purchase it outright. We would lose all the tax credits and incentives over the next few years. And they may expand those credits, I doubt it, but they may expand those credits for another 5 years. Basically meaning if you have a solar system generating power in place on your home, then you would generate credits and incentive payback through taxes every year as long as that was functional. She didn't like that idea. And I was kind of indifferent about it because on the other hand, when you have a lease, it's just like leasing a car versus buying a car. There's pluses and minuses. On a lease for the solar system, they would monitor the system. They would repair the system. They would warranty the system. They would do all of the changes that were needed to optimize the system. Whereas if we bought it, it's ours and there it is, it's on your roof. Good luck. That's kind of what would happen to some extent. But let me give you the news on this. They said our house was way up there, and they said this is an underestimate. This said we're underestimating this. They said that your house would generate 104% of what your actual use was at the house. And he said that's on your most demanding day. So basically what he was saying is on days that we might not be at home, let's say we went, which would, it'd be a blessing. Let's say we went RVing for a week. Obviously, our house wouldn't use hardly any electric except just whatever appliances are plugged in, computers, stuff like that. But compared to us, running the water pump for showers and the water softeners, the septic system's always running, which I don't even know how much that uses, but lights like this and whatever else. Even though that usage would be considerably less at that point in time, we would still be generating 104% of our peak amount of power that we could utilize. So basically everything being utilized, turned on, used, the air conditioning running and us, using electricity just willy-nilly. However, they're saying even at that high rate of usage, we're still generating, another 4% past what we could potentially use. So there's a lot of credits, and those credits don't go away. They just get applied to future bills. So whatever our bill is for the month, if it's really low, all those credits go to them, and they're in a credit bank. So, at the energy company. So then the next month, all those credits are applied, and then they say, this is your new bill. But if we've generated enough electricity through the solar, it would pay for those. All right. I've talked about this a long time. I'm sorry. I know you probably didn't want to learn about solar, but basically we told them no, because we think that we won't be here long enough. Everything looked good on the surface, all except for the fact that this is something I believe somebody should do if they plan on staying at a home for a long period of time. We don't, but our home was ideal for it. We were ideal candidates for it. We passed up. All right, let me get to work. You know what? I think I'm closing it out for the day. If Heidi comes home and we do something interesting that I think should be on camera, We'll go ahead and get her on camera. But I think that this is going to be it for the day, because the only thing I have to do is sweat, as I'm currently doing. Maybe finish out this bike, getting it assembled, shooting the video. And then at that point, going inside and preparing for a review in there. And I got to wait till Heidi comes home for that. So. Howdy YouTube, what a beautiful day. It's going to be 92 degrees. We had a little bit of rain yesterday, but not very much. And guess what? Heidi's home. See her car? Let's go see what she's doing. It's funny because she said, I need to weed the garden. I need to weed the garden. And now, for some reason, she's out front here. Looks like she's weeding out here. Hey, I thought you was weeding your garden.
I started to.
Yeah?
Wow.
And then?
Looks like foreclosure, so.
Yeah, we're being foreclosed on. Did you guys know that? I don't think that'll happen. Be careful that you don't see any poison ivy.
I think I got it all.
So we're
I'm like, I need to pay somebody to do this now. Like,
yes. Well, then pay somebody.
Yeah, okay. They come out of the woodwork. Nobody wants to do anything and get paid for it.
Yeah. So let me tell you that story. We touched on that briefly, right? So Heidi had read through Facebook Marketplace of people saying that, hey, I'll weed your garden. I'll take care of your flower beds. I'll do mulch, landscaping. I don't know. I'm out of work, something. I don't know. They basically said they want to work. So Heidi called and said, hey, we've got a garden that needs weed eated or taken care of, and a flower bed that needs, all this needs redone. The mulch, whatever. Even if they just come out and take out all the weeds, and this is, no, don't get me wrong, this is way before the weeds were this bad. They weren't even close to this. I mean, it was just sporadic weeds here and there. So the guy's, Mushrooms, nice. So the guy says, first of all, this is the thing I hate. Part of his job is to give an estimate. And this has been going on with fence company, not the fence company we used, but with fence companies and porch enclosure companies and window all kinds. You know what they do? They say, oh, okay, well, send me some pictures of what you want done. Now, here's the problem with that. We did that. We made that mistake with our tree removal at our other house. The guy said, hey, send me some pictures of what you want done and I can give you a quote. So I went ahead and sent pictures. And they said, yeah, we can do it for $400. And I'm like, okay, well, we need to make sure you guys take all of the brush, everything off the property. I don't want anything here. Now, I don't know if you guys know this. I know this is kind of off topic, but whenever you get trees cleared from your property, we have had trees taken from our property in the past, and they say, listen, we'll come out and take your tree down for free. All we want is the big wood. You have to take care of all the brush. Nobody wants to deal with the brush. That's the roughest thing to deal with. So this guy told us, based on our pictures, for $400, I'll come out and I'll take everything, including the brush. And I'm like, great, come on out. As soon as he gets there with his two little trucks, no trailer, he walks up to the tree and he goes, well, this tree is much bigger than it looks like in the picture. Well, I didn't make it up. I mean, it's not like I photoshopped the picture and made the tree look smaller. That's what he wanted. That's what his quote was based off of. And here we go, right? So the guy starts working. His chainsaw breaks. He has to use my chainsaw. I love that part. Then amongst, I don't know, halfway through the job, he's loading all the big wood. He's took all the brush, threw it out in the yard, and he's loading all the big wood in his truck, his little Ranger, and his regular half-ton pickup truck. And then the word starts creeping out of his mouth of, I don't know if I'm going to be able to take all this stuff. Well, I'm thinking I shouldn't be paying him what he said then. But he's giving me the excuse of, well, it looks bigger in the picture. And then once he got his trucks loaded up, he says, I can't take any more. I won't be able to take any of this brush. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. You basically are getting paid, and I was really ticked off. But at this point in time, I just wanted him gone. He basically wanted paid to take the wood that people would be willing to do the job completely free for in exchange.
You wanted to make money on that wood.
Oh, yeah. So, anyways.
You ended up hauling a load.
Yeah, that was a brick.
Oh, yeah. That was
So,
something else.
yeah. So here we go. And we've got all these people saying, please send us a picture of what, please send us a picture of what you got, and we'll give you an estimate. Well, we already know how that works. We know that doesn't work out correctly. When our tree was damaged at the old property, we didn't do that because how does that guy know what the ground's like? Because you know what it would be like. The guy'd come out and start putting in fence posts and go, well, I didn't realize there were this many tree roots. I didn't realize that tree was on your property line and I'd have to work around it. There's so many excuses. So Heidi, against my better judgment, but still sent pictures of this job. We're getting back to the original story now, guys. So Heidi sent pictures of the original job around the property here that this needed weed eated. And again, just take all these weeds that you see now and reduce it by 90% because it was at the beginning of the season. Yeah, there was none of this going on. So he gave a total. He said, I think he said $1,000 because he was going to do mulch also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was going to, Heidi asked for something that was a little bit above and beyond. He was going to tear out the weeds, again, not as bad as what you're seeing now. He was going to tear up the landscape fabric that's underneath, and he was going to take all the mulch and everything, and he was going to redo it. He was going to put in all new landscape fabric, some soil, dirt, so it slopes correctly, and then mulch. And he said it was $1,000. All right. Heidi, I don't think she even responded at that point in time.
I said I'd let him know.
Yeah, that's right. She said she'd let him know. That's
After
right.
3 days, then he sends me a nasty.
No, that's not right. Within a few minutes, remember he said, oh, I quoted you wrong.
Oh, yeah. It was cheaper.
He said, I didn't mean to send you that quote. It's cheaper than that. It's going to be X amount. What's that? A drain clean out. Yeah, we got a lot of those. I need to, all right. Wow, that's good to know, I guess. So, I wish those drain cleanouts, I'll be honest, I wish that they were up out of the ground by 5 inches. Yeah. So, all right, so we got sidetracked. We're talking about that drain cleanout she just uncovered. See that back there? Here, let me go over top of her head. See that there? We've got those sporadically around the house. It's for the downspouts. All right, getting back to what I was saying. I wonder, well, not getting back to what I was saying. Wonder if those downspouts, wonder if that's the clean out that goes all the way down to the foundation. Yeah, because remember I said when it rained, it seemed like that the downspouts went right into the sump pump. Okay.
Which should.
Yeah, I don't know. So get back to what we were saying on the story. Pause number 65 here. Hear it? That's the sump pump just kicking on. Okay. You guys couldn't hear that, but we heard it. This guy then, Heidi said, okay, we'll let you know. And then within about 3 days, what did he say?
He was really rude. He's like, I guess you're not getting back to me. Thanks a lot. Well, Michael knows me well. I have a hard time. I have a hard time, he made sure that he needed 3/4 of the money down before he came here.
Yeah.
Well, first off, he don't even know what it looks like other than just pictures.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be one of those front porch things.
Yeah.
Where it costs you 3 times as much.
Right.
Because these people don't know what the heck they're doing.
Right.
And then I'm tired of giving people
money
that don't deserve it.
Right. Now, just to be clear, our window guys were fine.
These are these wing nuts that don't really have business.
The basement window guys are fine. That's not our experience with that. Our driveway resealer guy is fine. No problem there. And our fence guy, more than fine. All that stuff. Oh, and our steel roof that we had on our other house, fine. All that stuff was fine. Oh, and our kitchen countertop guy, he was really good. Besides that, you know, every other dealing that we've had about this stuff has been just a nightmare. I can still mow over that. It's a little rough.
I want you to mow over it and share it with
I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share it with the yard. So I got to do some stuff myself today. I'm gonna put the generator in the back of the truck and bring it back to the garage or pole building. Let's call it the birdhouse. See if I can get used to calling.
I need to go see a massotherapist.
Heidi said this is therapy. So just to be clear, it's Heidi's day off. She says, my hips are really hurting real bad. It's like almost bone on bone or something. I need to go see a massotherapist. So this is what I tell her. Why don't you just hang out in the house today? You don't have to do anything. Yeah, but my garden needs weeded. I'm like, okay, well, if you want to weed the garden, fine. She weeded the garden for maybe 15 minutes, and all of a sudden I find her out in the front doing a flower bed.
Why?
I don't know.
It's in the shade.
Yeah, is that it? I could have put up a canopy.
I know. I mean, I'm thinking I want to go out like a little later.
Okay. If you guys don't know, look at this. The guy that lived here before, he kept bees. He was a beekeeper, and he wrote a book, and I mean, he had so much beekeeping stuff. In the garage, there's a couple places that's got wax just built up on the floor that I got to scrape off. Anyways, that's a bowling ball, and he made it look like a bee. I mean, when we met him, even he had a shirt that had a bee on it. Remember? Yeah. It had a bee, and it said something about "be happy."
The neighbor guy, this guy got a lot of people in the neighborhood to do beekeeping. There's a beekeeping group around here.
Yeah, he was really a big proponent of beekeeping. Unfortunately for him, I'm a big proponent of swatting bees. I'm not a bee lover. They say, oh, they don't bite you, they don't sting you. I don't know. Bees, so. They freaking sting me. I don't know why, but my grandma used to say it's because I'm so sweet.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, right. I love that we have that little window up there. We're going to have to do something for it. Maybe in Christmas I'll put a little tree up there or something. I need to get up in that attic and take a good look. I'm going to wait until fall when it gets a little cooler, though. So right now I'm sure there's a wasp. All right.
Oh, God, I got a lot to do.
Not really.
What are these plants called?
When I was in Florida, they didn't look like this. They were much bigger, but they were called bayonet plants.
So earlier,
Uh-huh.
This guy must be like have his headphones on.
No, he always sings.
Oh, does he?
To the top of his lungs.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. He's really, he's done that before.
That's funny.
He's doing it now. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Listen. I don't know if you can hear that. Probably not. Mainly traffic. They're bayonet plants. You know why? Okay, I'm going to tell you, not that I'm a landscaper or nothing, but you know why they have these. A lot of Florida is one story. A lot of Florida is one stories, right? There's not a two-story house. Right. And for security reasons, you're supposed to plant the bayonet plants in front of the windows. That deters people from trying to climb into windows. We know that doesn't necessarily work, but that is I'll tell you honestly, that's a really nice looking plant. It's in really good shape. Even with all those weeds trying to kill it. You may get a couple welts. It's just, they may have something on them, but it's not bad. Like I said, when I was a kid, they had giant ones in Florida, and they were called bayonet plants. I don't know what this one's called. You better throw that way out there if you want me to mow it.
I think I'm going to put them in. Well, I probably don't even have a bag anymore.
I don't know. And the wagon's out in the pole building. All right, I got to go to the pole building. I got to set up the generator. Let's see how that works. I want to see if the new fuel pump fixed the problem.
Let's hope it does.
Look at Heidi. She's a dirtbag.
I'm a dirtbag.
Look at your legs and shoes and everything.
Yeah, now I can't even go back in the house.
We'll take the garden hose on you. Probably feel pretty good. Well,
It's gonna look a lot better, but man, I need a microfiber towel because
what?
I'm sweating so bad that it's running my eyeballs.
That's what's going on with me doing reviews.
Yeah.
If you guys look at my latest review, currently, I did that Apis M1 Pro bike. You're going to see in some of the shots when the bike's completed, after I've shown like some of the features on it, just look at the seat of the bike and see all the sweat that was dripping all over it. Heidi seen it on the fenders. I was so hot. The sweat was just rolling off me. I'm like,
So whenever you go back to the pool barn,
can
you bring the wagon?
No.
Why?
I don't even know where the wagon is. Isn't it? It's loaded up with stuff. I'm pretty sure. See, this is the other thing. Remember we was kidding around saying washcloth? I've remembered some other ones. Heidi says washcloth. What was the thing that you said about the garden? Tomatoes. She also says tennis shoes, not tennis shoes. Or she'd say tenor shoes. Sometimes she'd say tenor shoes. And then go ahead and what kind of building do we have back there?
A pool building?
See how she almost says the word pool building? It's fun. I barely pick up on that stuff anymore. We've been together so long. But when I first started dating her, I'm like, what are you talking about?
He acts like he's a city boy.
No, I'm not. I'm like I said, my family's West Virginia. So my like I said, my Aunt Una Mae and Daryl Lean, and had Uncle Daryl Lee, and there's a bunch of Darolds thrown in there.
Jesus.
No, there wasn't no Jesus.
I'll pay you.
There wasn't Jesus until, I guess it'd be my generation when I was born.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're definitely you should just hire somebody to do this.
I just wanted to get.
It's so late in the summer. We could have them do.
Honestly, I don't even want any plants or anything.
No.
I don't.
Yeah, I gotta trim all these trees. Tell me, guys, in the comments, because I'll probably never get to it.
Square.
Can I just?
round.
No. Can I just top these off? Oh, listen. I just heard the sump pump again. I can hear it in the drain. So the sump pump is connected to the downspouts? I guess that'd make sense.
Yeah. That's why the water runs in it.
Well, no, that. Oh, I see. So you think? Wow. So it's not that
Groundwater runs
it's
into the sump pump.
into the sump pump, and what we're hearing is
Is they're kind of connected from the outside.
no. What we're hearing is the sound traveling through the outlet of the downspouts.
Yeah.
We're not hearing it sharing a drain. You know what I mean? What I was thinking is the downspouts all go in the ground and they all connect to a pipe. The sump pump goes into that same pipe. That's not the case. What we're hearing is all the downspouts go into the sump hole, and the opening that they dump out into is what's transferring the sound of the sump pump emptying.
Until I'm getting older.
Yeah, we're all
My
getting
hands
older.
are not as
Oh,
strong.
hey, stand up the bee. I just seen he's crooked. No wonder he looks funny. No, I'm saying the whole, that steak needs to be up and down.
I don't care.
Oh, the poor
If
bee.
you want it fixed, you can fix it.
No, I'm not doing it.
Nobody can see it from the road. They don't know what it is.
Everybody, go ahead and comment how Michael's not pulling any weeds. And then ask Heidi in the comments, has he ever pulled weeds? Ask, you just say, I don't pull weeds. I'd get the cultivator out and tear all this up before I do weeds pulling.
Instead, he'd rather watch me do this.
Well, I'm filming, putting you on camera. People like to hear what you got to say. They love to hear what you got to say, honey. Should just
I
give
don't
you the,
like this at all. It's
just give you the
dumb.
camera for the whole day. Okay,
I
well,
actually would rather get rid of all the flower beds.
yeah, and have grass.
And
We did at the old house.
I got a picture.
Be careful. There's a piece of glass to your right by your right hand. Oh, stop.
It's aluminum.
Nope. There's another piece.
Where?
Okay, put your right finger down close to where it was. Okay, no, where it was before.
I don't know
Where
it
you
was.
picked up that aluminum.
Right here.
Okay, now go to your right more. Okay, stop. Go. Here's Jesus. It's right here. That would have sucked. Right?
Yes.
It'll stay on that forever.
That's from the windows.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
So
what was I saying?
you would rather have grass.
Oh, so I saved it on my phone. So you go out so far. Obviously, you clean it all up. It's flat. Put gravel down.
That's what they used to have.
Then you put stepping stones.
Like these.
No, square,
Ah.
flat. And then they had just a little bit of flower bed. That's what I'm talking about. I
Okay.
don't want any flower bed. How about gravel? Or probably 12 by 12 gravel.
You know, it's just a matter of calling a landscape company and telling them to come do it, right?
Yeah, well, that's the whole conversation started.
I'm talking about a
I've
landscape
left-
company.
I've left 3 messages for 3 different, and they've never called me back.
Okay, now on Heidi's defense, she's absolutely right because have we got an RV plug installed?
No, and you know what? That guy ain't coming back to do our generator.
I don't understand why people don't want to.
I'll find somebody else to do it.
We literally just say, hey, we want an estimate for this. They come out, they take pictures, all that stuff. He called,
He said he was coming out at noon last week,
and then he never showed.
and then he never showed up.
Okay, quit pulling weeds. This is
I'm
dumb.
almost done, and
You're
now
not
it's
done. Look
not
at this
coming out
whole.
the nose.
Look at all these going down
I
through
don't
here.
give a shit about the. I'm just looking at the. See, and this right here, this would be perfect for that.
Well, this was all gravel.
Gravel.
You know this is all gravel, right?
It should be.
No, it was.
I know.
He got rid
Well,
of it and did this.
Let me tell you, he didn't do this.
No, he didn't do it. Somebody else did it. So we have another clean out right here that's underneath that brick. Let me think what else.
I
There's some-
planted some. Oh God! Don't show me on the camera anymore.
Why?
Got snot running out my nose.
You snot-nosed dirtbag.
Oh, he called me a dirtbag.
Yeah, you're dirty, right?
Anyway, I planted some
Hey, what's this thing?
peppers over here.
This looks
and
interesting.
It's a weed.
Ah. You planted peppers?
Yeah.
And oh,
And they actually got nothing. Oh, a pepper.
yeah.
That's the peppers that I wanted most out of all of them.
I don't know why she
The
planted them over
Hungarian
here.
hots. Well, because I ran out of room in the garden.
Well,
It's whatever. It's probably snails or something because we got all this moss. But yeah.
yeah, I don't like this side of the house.
Jesus, I need a shower.
Yeah, this needs to be fixed. Okay, I got to go do my thing. Say bye to the camera.
Bye.
Bye, guys. All right, so we had pretty much the whole day pass us by. We really didn't do much except for the weed eating. Heidi did all that weed eating you saw. And then she got out the weed eater. I told her
Taking that.
back to the thing.
Well, you said it was no good.
That's all right. I don't know. I just picking stuff, be picking stuff.
No, that's the color they're supposed to be. I didn't buy red ones.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I mowed the lawn, and Heidi put up bag of bug.
Oh, yeah.
What do we
I
guys?
was gonna go see.
What do you guys think about the lawn?
Looks cute.
It does. I think it looks good too. So that's where we're at with that. The good news is the generator is still running, but the bad news is I think I figured out the problem, or I didn't figure out how to fix the problem. I just figured out that there's a design flaw. Oh, I forgot to mow on this side. Darn it. I need the push mower. But yeah, look at, I think the lawn looks nice. That's the first time that I got done with the lawn, and I'm like, hey, it actually looks pretty good. You got some? Are you gonna cook them? Ooh, that's enough for a snack. That's a snack too. So, what's happening is that there's an inherent design problem with either the fuel pump or the tank that we have. The tank is not allowing to siphon or something. I'm not exactly sure what. Again, I want to think that I know what the problem is, but then again, I don't. I elevated the tank. That's all I did. Now, if you guys know how boat motors get their fuel, outboards, they don't have the tanks elevated above the motor. They're below the motor. They're usually down in a well or something on the boat. So for this fuel pump to not pull fuel from the tank when it's level with the generator, I'm just hating this even more. The thing is, the generator works pretty good. The problem is oh my God. It is so cold in here. Wait a minute, why isn't nothing running in here? Why is nothing running inside this RV? Why is there no electric inside the RV? What's going on? Oh my word, it's always something, isn't it? It's acting as if a breaker's popped. Nope, breakers aren't popped. It's nice and cool in here, first of all. It's 73. However, I've got the air set so low in here, it should be probably 64. And I don't have my phone. And I thought, there's no reason to bring my phone out here. I'm just going to shut off the generator. Well, guess what? I can't use the app to see what's going on with the generator. Okay, the generator has popped a breaker or something. Yeah, it says power. Let's do a reset. Okay, I have no idea why. I'm so done with this. Now I have a problem with the generator. Ay, ay, ay. I had this fan on, which is fine. And I had the air on, and it's on high. Cool. Man. Yeah, I hear you. I think I got to push a button on this. Now, that could be this carbon monoxide level in here. I like the idea that that thing is working the way that it is, because there's a little bit of fume in here. I can there's slight fume going on in here. Let me turn this around. I'm gonna turn this fan back on. We'll put it on high. Just let it keep air circulating around through here. I'm gonna turn this off, and I'll tell you why. It does smell a little bit like exhaust fumes in here. And you can see the exhaust isn't quite close enough to be leaving out. So I don't have a problem with that. The generator, I guess, could have potentially shut off due to carbon monoxide. No, it can't, because it was still running. So it did short out, or let me rephrase that. It did get overloaded or something. It's not necessarily the fault of the generator. I did have a fan running on low, and I did have the air on high cool. But here's the thing. For 2 years, when we were full-time and we had that generator set up on the back of the travel trailer, I didn't have to worry at all. I just turned it on and it worked. Now, I did have micro air easy starts in the air conditioners. I don't have that with this one. Okay? But I also didn't have a fuel pump that had to have 12 volt power to it that may or may not work when the fuel tank was level with the generator. I can't go with that. I can't work with that. Again, I want something I can just turn on, plug on, fire up, whatever, walk away and know that it's working. Well, Heidi will be happy to hear that. Not. I hear her now. Well, why do you have to get another Honda generator? Why do you have to buy another tank system? I mean, this works for somebody. I'll tell you what, if I was out here, you know, actually using the RV, of course, not a big deal. It would shut off. I would have said, oh, I wonder what's going on. I'd come out and I'd look at it and figure it out right away. Or I'd be inside the RV and realize, wait a minute, the RV just shut off. You know, internally, all the electricity, the generator must have overloaded. Okay, let me make sure that I don't throw you guys for a loop. This generator puts out more power than a Honda 2200. I'm sure of it. The generator has good running characteristics, and it has an app, and it's nice. It's a good size, everything. I was hoping, though, that it would run the rooftop air conditioner without using any kind of a micro air easy start or that active controls hookup to help ramp up the electricity to run the central air. Rooftop air. Apparently, that's not the case. Added to that I can't use the extended fuel tank setup the way that I wanted and mount it on the back of my RV the way that I wanted, makes it to where I'm better off with a Honda and going with a micro air easy start, or again, some sort of active control system that'll do that for me, to where it will allow me to run extended periods of time on a tank of fuel. Let's see how much fuel we used. Not very much. It's on a half. I'm assuming that I used 2 gallons out of here, and then this had about half a gallon. And look, the fuel pump's leaking. Look at that. Look at all that. Look at how it's leaking. This is a nightmare. Just a total nightmare. Let me shut this off before the stupid thing catches fire. Man, I don't believe this. Nightmare. All right, that's it. That's it. So, end of story for the generator. I'm gonna end up selling this thing, that's for sure. Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome to another wonderful day in Ohio. We've been having quite a few of those, and the reason being is I just saw the weatherman said that this month has been the most humid month on record in Ohio ever. How nice is that? I love it. So Florida-like, it's getting more Florida-like, and it's part of climate change. Over the Let's see, the top 10 most humid months in Ohio have happened starting back in 2005. And out of the top 10, there's only 2 of them, maybe 3 of them that are just outside of that. So 7 of the last 10 hot, most humid months in Ohio have, for this month, have been in just the last few years. I'm using an external mic today because the wind is pretty brutal. I'm going to flip you around so you don't have to look at me. You will be looking at me here in a second though, because I got a story to tell you, and it's a warning. And for everybody, this is one of those things I didn't think it could happen to me moments, and I want to warn you guys because, man, you've got to appreciate the brilliance of this, even though it's a bad thing. So today's high is 82. We have this wonderful breeze. Man, the lawn is just really growing. Looks like Noah tried to knock down some of his lawn. He's got a rough go at it over there. He needs to maybe get a belly mower for his Kubota or something, because that's rough. That's just a rough area. I mean, I wouldn't want to be mowing it. It's always wet and damp, and of course we know the pole building. We know what's in the pole building. We know I'm not going to go to the pole building. I should, but I'm just going to get even more frustrated because now I have that problem with the generator that I've been talking about. Yikes. Just horrible. Nobody's here. Look at this. Isn't this funny? Yeah, there's no one here. Our son, he had to work, and Heidi is not at work, but she's not here. She took our grandson and our daughter. They went, school clothes shopping. That's going to be a thing here, obviously. Flip on some lights. Oh, I do have to go to the pole building. Crap. All right, well, I guess I'm going to go back there. Let me see. What do I have to say? Well, nothing's really changed in here. I've knocked out a couple more reviews. I've got them on camera. What I need to do is, 1, 2, 3. I think I have about 4 more reviews that I got to knock out. 5. 4 or 5. You see this big gangway here. We had somebody that said, I am interested in your bike, and when can I come see that tonight? So Heidi says, hey, grab that bike stuff and get it ready. This guy says he's coming tonight. He's only 8 miles away. All right, cool. So then Heidi says, when's your ETA? And there's nothing. And there's nothing for another hour. And then she sent another message that said, interested still? ? And then there was nothing. And there was nothing for yet another hour. Now this is somebody that said, I'm coming, I'm 8 miles away, I want to see it tonight, right away. And now it's 2 hours later, and then he responded, no, I'm not. All right, let me tell you what I was going to say and warn you guys about. This is important. All right, so I wanted to sit down for this because I started to tell the story in the garage and I noticed that it went a long time. So let me shorten it up. Basically, these scammers are getting really good about what they know how to do, and they got me. Just so happened, and I mean, this was just, thank God. I was sitting at the desk editing. I had my phone next to me sitting down, not this phone, my other phone, sitting down next to me. And I had my tablet that I use to, I don't know if you can see it here. I use it to check out the cameras outside. That way, in case somebody shows up, I know I'm not just sitting down here blind. And I was working pretty diligently and involved. And at some point I'm like, oh, you know what? It'd be a good idea if I put some of this footage on from my phone, my other phone, to this video that I'm editing. And I went to my phone and I got the prompt that, you guys have seen it. If you have a Google account, it says, there was an attempted login at this time, at this location. Was this you? Well, it's 5 minutes old, and it wasn't me. It was a location in Germany. So I said no. And as soon as I said no, my phone went kind of blankish. It showed that it was blank. I'm like, well, that's odd. Wait a minute. Let me see what's going on here. So I got on the computer, and I was already logged into this account. Now, this account it's my Gmail account that is like the Gmail account. It's the one that I first started with back in like maybe 2005, I guess, maybe '04. And that Gmail account has been in existence for a long time. And it has all of my Google AdSense on it. It has a lot of saved passwords, a lot of banking information, stuff like that in the shortcuts. And when I went in to log into the account, or I should say, I was in the account, I just clicked the button that, pulls up the Chrome account. It said, sign in with your password. All right. So I clicked in my password, and it said password invalid. I'm like, what? This is weird. And it says, did you forget your password? Yeah, I forgot my password. So I clicked that, and it says, okay, we're going to send a 2-step authentication to your phone, because my other phone was linked to this Google account. And the problem is my phone was stuck. And the more I was getting into my phone now at this point, the screen would at least populate. It said that it was locked with Family Link. Well, I don't even know what that is. I don't know what Family Link is. So I used my PC to look up Family Link real quick, and it says that it's a Google app that, as a family member, you can control your kids' phones. Somebody had control of my phone, and they locked it. Now, I was like appalled, because I'm wanting this 2-step authentication to get my password recovered so I can change it. I need to change my password, because obviously something's going on weird at this point. And I found a flaw in the Family Link app that basically, if your kids, let's say you use this Family Link app for your kid's phone, and you say, lock up their phone. They're not doing what they're supposed to. Lock up their phone. The child can make emergency phone calls, but they can also go in and push like a one-time button that will allow the phone free use for a limited time, like maybe 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I can't remember what it was. And I'm like, well, I need to get that authentication. Let me go ahead and do that. So I did this little short thing, and now I got access to my phone. So I go back into my Google account, and I say change password, and I enter, send the authentication to my phone, the 2-step. And when I get to that and I click on it, it says something went wrong. Try again. Well, here, whoever had a control over my account was changing passwords as I was doing it too. I think they realized that I still had control over my phone, and they were trying to tie it up to where I couldn't change my password. So basically, because I was sitting at my desk, because I had all this stuff available to me, my phone, my tablet, stuff like that, I got in and changed the password. I finally got to do that, and I changed it to something completely different, obviously. Now, that was the best part. I was mainly concerned about that, because now they don't have control over my account anymore, which is awesome. But now I have a phone that little 15-minute timer is almost up, and I need that Family Link app off there. So I couldn't get the Family Link app off there. The only thing I could do is leave the family group. Well, when I got onto my app, or I guess you'd call it the app on the PC, it was saying that the Family Link was registered under the email but I removed that email account, that Gmail account. I removed it. I took control over that account, but it still listed this guy as the family manager, and he had like 3 other people on top of, that he was in control of, and then a fourth that was like full supervised, another guy, a guy that looked like it was a Russian name. And I thought, what can I do here? I left the family group, but my phone's still being managed by this guy. Well, I got hold of Google through their family link app chat room, chat box, whatever you want to call it. It wasn't AI, it was an actual person. And I basically said, hey, I've got somebody that took control over my account, and they put this app on the phone that was linked to that account. I didn't have that app on my phone, and they put that on there, and then they made themselves family manager, and I removed myself from the group, but now it says my phone is locked up for 24 hours. It was a 24-hour rolling timer that I couldn't do nothing. And the person said, well, the only thing you could do is wait for that timer to expire. I said, well, they verified everything about me and being the owner of the account. I said, can't you do something? Can't you just remove that app from my phone? No, we can't do that. But you can lock it up for 24 hours. It's crazy. So the funny part is at the end of that conversation, I got a box that said, please rate me, or, please give us a review of the service that you received. Well, hello, you didn't do a very good job. Guess what's going to happen? It's going to be a bad review. So yeah, they need a process improvement on that. That was a service failure on their part, and they need to do some sort of process improvement to make sure that don't happen. But in the meantime, that scammer, had, me getting in, looking for everything I could that could have possibly been changed. I found that he had 2 phones that were England phone numbers, or Great Britain phone numbers that were being verified so they could be the new 2-step authentication numbers. And that would have really screwed me over entirely. But of course, I took back charge of the account, and I got rid of those 2, waiting to be authorized numbers or verified numbers. They're never going to be verified because they don't have any passwords or anything like that. So be aware. It just so happened that, I'm not an IT guy, or I'm not very capable at computers at all, but I know how to fix stuff occasionally. And that was just a lucky break that I was sitting at my laptop. And this all went down, that I seen it, and I was able to dodge that app. My phone became unlocked 24 hours later. I removed the app from there and got rid of it. But if this would happen to anybody that might be at work, you guys would be screwed. So I guess my message to you is, listen, whenever you get those prompts on your phone that says somebody's attempted to log into your account, is this you? Don't panic. Just look at the time, look at where the location is. And if you're not doing anything, or if your significant other that might be on the same account isn't doing anything, like logging into a new computer or logging into a new phone, or maybe you got a new router, or maybe you have a VPN or something like that you go through different routers. If you haven't done anything like that, make sure you say, no, this wasn't me. And then go in and start doing whatever you can with passwords and that, because that could have been really bad. That controls a lot of our stuff. So I just wanted to warn you that it was a brilliant scam. Not only did they get my password and login or whatever, but they knew that usually what happens when they get into somebody's account is that person gets an alert on their phone that says, was this you? And here they're smart enough to know, let's take control over any of those devices that might be linked to that account and lock them up. And they can do it with that app. So just be aware. That's a thing. So you guys are being privy to something that is a change, unfortunately, not by design, but it's a change. And that is the first video shot on the channel with our new phone, or my new phone. Heidi already has this phone, or the same brand, same model of phone. But the whole thing is my other phone, the screen is unresponsive most of the time, and it's a real pain in the butt, and I don't like it. I love the form factor. I talked about that already, but I just wanted to show you guys the enhanced stabilization that's on this phone, and its ability to smooth everything out is pretty amazing, I have to say. It's got a lot of zoom capability, all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to get the hitch out. We're going to throw it on the truck and yeah, go get that trailer and drag it up here, plug it in. I'll tell you what I'd love to do is plug in, now that I have my autoformer and everything, see if I can run my one of my big 30 amp extension cords inside the garage here, inside the, man, this picks up that low light good, don't it? Wow, that was good. Oh yeah, secret review. You get a, I don't know if the review's already out by now, but check that out. Treadmill. Some of us need it. I'm not going to say who, maybe the guy talking, but I'd like to do that autoformer and see if I can run the air conditioner off of the voltage that's just coming out of the outlets here. Let me see if I've got, I know this is a 30 amp break box, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look here. Oh, it says 50 amp. I don't know about 50 amp, but I'm sure it could do 30 amp. There's a couple 20 amp breakers on here. I don't know where they go to or anything. It's hard telling. Well, only one way to do, you know, try it. Just try it out. I tell you, I'd love to hook up to this. I wish this was a 30 amp plug, but instead it's 240 or whatever that is. There's no way to get around that one. Yeah, I don't like the size of the cables that are coming in. They just don't look that big. Well, this one kind of does. This one here and this one here, they're pretty good size. I just need to tie into it. We called an electrician out and asked them to give us an estimate, and he's a no-show. I don't know what it is with people that are no-shows. I mean, they have businesses, for God's sakes. All right, so that's it. I just wanted to talk about that real quick. But yeah, maybe I'll try to run a cord in here somewhere. I mean, the closest outlet to run the plug from would be, I could say, I guess this one maybe. There is an outlet here. It's got two plugs in it. I could move one of those things. Or it would have to be this one here. It's right there. Whew. Decisions. Do I want a plug that fails and a fire to happen over here by all the chemicals? Or I do want it to fail and have a fire over here and ignite all that stuff. How many of you thought that I was going to choose the fire maker behind the toolbox? That's what I did. And I've been running this for a while. Let's go in here and take a little listen, feel, whatever. It's going to start a couple different ways. First of all, we're going to do a little feel. I'm going to feel this. Oh, it's warm. This is warm. I mean, just barely, but it's warmer than the, yeah, it's not hot at all. It's just warm. Like you would think if you was running your vacuum for a long time, the cord might get a little warm. That's basically it. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, or close this up. Doink. All right. So What do I have going on as far as voltage? Well, the nice thing is I got to hook up my power watchdog. Now my power watchdog, this is the first time it's been outside. It's always been inside an RV, so that's kind of funny, right? But here's the voltage. I don't know if you can see that on the camera very well. Might have to go inside the RV. 118 volts, 11.6 amps, and 1330 on the watts. Now, when I first fired this up, the amperage ran all the way up to 23 just for a second, and then came down to about 10 amps, maybe 10.5 amps, and then it's climbed up to this. I've seen that as high as 12 amps, and the volts as low as 114 or 15 on the volts. So basically, yeah, it's running the air conditioner. I don't know if it's a good idea. It's cool in here. It's 68. It was 80 when I started. Yeah, very nice and cool. I mean, that's, you know, the purpose, right? Now, I'm gonna not do a step-by-step type thing. I know that already. I'm just gonna, you know, knock this out, because once I get working, it's tough to show, hey, I'm holding this here, I'm doing this is what I'm doing here. Don't get me wrong, I'll show you progress of what's happening, but tomorrow my main thing by far is outside, so we will go and touch on that briefly, and that is repairing all this. See how all of this is got cracks in it, and well, the water's finding a way in, and it's finding its way in somewhere in this area, maybe on the backside even, I don't know. Yeah, there's a hole right there. Yeah, and it's cracked up there. The wind picked up. This is nice. It's a nice breeze. But this here, obviously, same thing. I need to go up, take all that off, peel this back, and get this sealed off. I'm gonna have to hammer this here, get that flat again. Oh, and the other thing that I forgot. I have a project that's coming up. I'll do a review on it, and that's a bunch of stuff that goes on here. Replaces this latch with a metal one. This, I believe, comes metal. I'm gonna have a return spring for this, a push bar. Yeah, I gotta do that. Heidi's with us today. Can you believe it? For today and tomorrow, right? So she wants to do her garden.
I'm waiting till Bud gets back. He'll probably be too tired.
Yeah, our son, I don't think he thought he worked, or I'm not sure what happened, but she wants to play the weed game.
I don't.
Ooh, the wind. Think the umbrella will get blown away?
I don't know.
Well, we'll have to see here. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to do this umbrella.
Breezy. You want me to hold that?
No, that's okay. I'm just trying to, once I get to a certain point, I got to kind of get under it.
Like that?
Yeah. Now, Heidi said whenever we first got this, she says, I don't know why we're getting a picnic table. You'll probably never sit at it.
I told him to draw a line on the board somewhere every time he sat down.
And I have you know, since then, I've sat down at this picnic table probably, let me see, there'd be, well, no, not that day.
So he wanted some extravagant picnic table. I always gotta, sometimes I reel him in, sometimes I don't care. But like, he wanted this 8-foot picnic table for all these people in our household.
Yeah.
And
you got bird crap.
Yeah,
Look at all the birds. Oh.
Well, we have lots of birds here. And
Well, we got the
anyway,
birdhouse
he
back
wanted this
there.
one that was nicely sanded and everything. Well, we got the complete opposite. We paid $126 for this, and Michael had to fix it.
Yeah.
I think he spent an hour fixing it.
Yeah.
So whoever they paid to build this, they must have fell asleep on the job.
All right, so Heidi wants to show her weeds. I mean plants. So the deal is she wants to weed all this crap today.
I think all this stuff.
Look at all those
is-
blooms.
At the end of the season, I'm raking all this stuff out. I don't really care right now. I need to pay somebody to do it. But anyway, look at all these yellow squash.
You know, everybody's saying right now, have Michael do it.
He don't want to do it.
Yeah, I'm not a...
And I definitely
Listen,
don't
I
wanna
worked
do it.
landscaping when I was in high school. And it was fun traveling around and meeting people and stuff. And I like being outdoors, but...
So these are zucchini, and I don't know what the heck's going on with them, but you know how everybody's like, oh, I got so many zucchini. This is the second year I grew zucchini, and guess what? It don't look like there's any growing.
It's not the second year here.
No, but
Second time.
yeah, it's the second year that I tried it. 2 years in a row. First year, last year, was 5-gallon buckets. They all died.
Oh, yeah. Remember, if you guys
And
go
then-
back and watch that video.
So these are Hungarian Hungarian wax peppers. They are not producing. Something's
Yeah.
eating them.
Yeah, because
I think we
somebody was
discussed that.
hungry
Yeah.
for Hungarian.
This one actually looks like it's trying to recover, but whatever. I don't care. So I don't have any pumpkins yet. That's these, and that's these gourd style.
Yeah, you
pumpkins.
do right there.
Oh, good. I hope hopefully that Lincoln can take that to the fair for the smallest. Anyway, I didn't see that this morning.
Oh,
See
look
all
at
the
the
bees?
the
Yeah,
bees are
they're-
pollinating
yeah.
it. Oh my God.
They were busy. I'm gonna have to cut off the bad leaves.
There are bees in every one of
Yeah.
these.
Yeah, when I was out this morning.
Look at them all.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, good. That means pollination.
So anyway, I'm gonna work on the garden today because maybe that's why my green beans aren't coming on. I don't know.
This is I beg your pardon. I never promised you a grass garden.
But anyway, if you look, my beans are loaded with bloom.
Yeah.
Oh, look, a little baby green bean.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So if as
Oh,
many
look, the
blooms
beetles
as
are
I
off all this
see-
today.
Nah, they're here earlier.
Yeah, but I kicked them all off yesterday.
But if all the blooms that's happening, oh my God, I got green beans. I'm gonna be
Yay.
picking them. I didn't see
Snapping
those.
beans.
Yep. So, my
Where-
peas are dying off, so they must be ready.
The peas?
Yeah, you come over and look at them.
So wait a minute. Where's the only thing I care about is where's the carrots? Because I want some cooked carrots.
And I don't have any cucumbers yet, but they're loaded.
And I do like cucumbers occasionally.
Oh, look at all those
Blooms.
bumping each other.
Oh, the freaking beetles.
Yeah.
Look at him. What's this thing?
Yeah, they were all together. They
Got
were on
'em.
top of each other.
I got them. They were all
So
talking.
These here are doing really good.
They're-
I'll have to get in there. Maybe there are. But anyway, I did weed last week. I weeded the lettuce. But look,
Oh, wow.
yeah. And you don't like continue to pick from peas. I just pull them out. And hopefully I have enough to make cream peas and potatoes.
Mmm.
Even if it's a little bowl.
Mmm.
Yeah, it's probably because there's too many weeds. Cilantro. I did figure out I was growing in these plants. I'll have to take them out here. But yeah, see, it's all cilantro.
Oh, nice.
Oh, look.
Blooms on those. Those peppers?
Yeah. I think those are jalapenos. This one don't have any blooms on it, and it already had a pepper on. Oh yeah, you can tell it blooms. But anyway, the first one rotted. Got a couple tomatoes.
It's getting red down at the
Yeah.
bottom.
I already threw one.
Look at your aromas.
I know.
Holy cow.
I know.
Those things are growing really well.
Yeah. But I guess you're supposed to trim.
Oh, look at you need to pick those little ones out there.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch
So
of
I'll
them.
be working in the garden today.
Well, as she works in the garden today, I got to get a ladder out, stand on the ladder in the gravel, which is always fun.
You should put the thing up at an angle and take some of the sun
The canopy?
off. Yeah.
Yeah, I could put up, because I won't be up on the ladder the whole time. Yeah, that's probably you smart. You smart one.
I'm thinking about how to keep the sun off myself.
Well, then you hang out under the canopy, taking a break.
I'm going to go put a hat on. Yeah, we have a lot of bees here. I wonder why.
Yeah, since the guy that lived here before was a beekeeper.
But he has a hive.
I don't know if he still does, because yesterday he drove his tractor back there, and
Did he upset him?
I don't know. Let's see if, I guess I'm going to walk back there. No, he still got it. He still got the beehive back there. So,
The bees still flying there?
oh, that's a good question.
I thought I seen one, but
So I need to trim these trees.
yeah.
I'm tired of ducking, and anything, the whole tree needs to come down.
So I think. So if we took these trees down, we still get shade.
I'm not taking all of them down. I'm just taking the
Little stragglers.
here, I'll show you. I should take spray paint and mark it. So I am taking down this one for sure. That's a tumor.
Tuma.
It's not a tumor. This one, little tiny one here for sure. And I want to drop those 3, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. So I'm going to cut the 2 off. So out of that trident, the left and the right go. The middle sticks.
Trim these up so far because they're dead.
Yeah, I got to trim way up on this.
I can't tell if the tree's dead or not.
No, it's not the trees dead. It's
growing
just the.
probably, and then,
Well, look, it's in the shade, and the other trees are over top of it. So, I mean, if I had my way, we would have just that tree right there, and that's it.
oh well.
I
Yeah, but I don't blame you for maybe trimming them. But anyway, it would be nice to have something back here. Like a fire pit, a big fire pit.
It's too far back.
Why?
I don't know, because then, that would.
You put up a,
Oh, I see what you're saying. Because of the shade.
yeah.
I get it.
But we don't get the shade in the day.
I'll tell you what would be really nice back here, definitely, and I would love it. Is if this was no crush. If this was all gravel
Oh yeah.
and we had a nice gravel driveway all the way up a big area to where I could turn around, and an RV. We could put an RV back here, plug in.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I could put the Blue Boy out here, and we could drag it up to the septic when we need to.
Driveway.
We could camp in the driveway, but this would be our
We could have
campground.
people over.
Yeah,
They could camp out.
we could be what we used to.
Yeah. Camp host.
Boondockers welcome.
Boondockers welcome.
Yeah, we could do Boondockers welcome. The filthiest person on earth. Hey, you got leaves all over the back of you, by the way. We get that there and that there.
Oh, I was down on the ground in the garbage.
Heidi's down on Funky Town. Yes, that is the mask that I wear whenever I snowplow.
Oh yeah.
It's keeping her hair.
I don't want to wear a hat. And the sweat was rolling in my eyes.
So you can see what she's done. She's look at all these weeds. Oh my word! I wouldn't want to be doing this, and quite honestly, I wouldn't want to be doing what I'm doing now. It's actually a good day.
I picked a gallon of green beans.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have some green beans and something. So you can see the corner. It's all pretty much straightened out. I'll run some alcohol or carb cleaner or something over that. I took, of course, the trim piece off. I didn't want to get into the roof, but I did. And again, just like I thought, the wood is substantial up all the way up here. It's when you get to here that it starts to be a little goofy. But still, enough wood, enough support that just my my nailer, whatever those nails are called. What are those nails called?
Brad?
finish nailers, something like that. Hold the aluminum up against there.
Did
so
you call that place by chance?
I don't even know where they're at. Transfer, PA.
It's like 35 minutes from here.
It says camper store, maybe. So this is the thing. I'm peeling off all of this crap that's old, and I've.
If you see our first travel trailer.
Oh my!
Used a lot of that.
This corner piece is pretty damaged, and it was kind of a pain in the butt to clean off. This one is not damaged at all, but it'll still be a real pain in the butt to clean off. What we did was we called a local RV place, and we'll show you the other track. And we need to get butyl tape. And unfortunately, nobody near us, Heidi was talking about that. All these RVs in this area, and there's not there's no RV repair shops.
Wow.
That's
a lot of RVs.
Got a reason for the birdhouse now. We'll clean it out real good, put some lights, nice floor, cash register. We'll start ordering bulk RV parts.
Yeah, that's true.
It'll be our RV repair center.
I thought he seen something back there.
No.
I wasn't catching what he was saying.
So, this is the thing. These tracks, whenever you screw them on, you can see how it bends. So I got to pound all this stuff flat.
He's waiting for a call back. That might be next week.
But look at it. It's kind of banana-ish.
The rate we're getting results by other people.
It's not very good.
That's why we have to do this. We're willing to pay, but yet nobody wants to do anything.
I hate it. What's going to happen when we get so old we can't do it?
Our poor kids.
Well, no,
Actually,
poor us.
We won't be doing none of that. We'll be sitting in a chair watching TV all dang day.
Yeah, in our little condo.
Yeah, and then maybe walking downtown to have lunch.
So need new trim also. This one has a lot of junk on the end.
This actually should be replaced every so often on RVs because it looks like garbage after a while.
Well,
this actually looks like it was repaired.
No, I think that's the original stuff, which I cannot believe.
I don't know. Our travel trailer didn't look that nice.
So she's talking about our Rockwood travel trailer, the black trim. Maybe it's because it was black. We had to go ahead and get it all cut. We had to replace it because it came out and flapped in the breeze.
Actually talking about the Terry RV.
Oh well, that's. What do you think? That trim was not going to last from 1992. But the best part is, it's getting worked on. I mean, we're finally working on the RV. Once I get that sealed off, I'll work on the front here to seal that off, and hopefully I can get that all done today, and that'll make it to where I can leave this out without worrying about rain. Put it in the pole building. I may put it back in the pole building just one more time, but then after that I don't have to, and I can leave it up here to work on the interior and get the interior done, and I think that'll go pretty fast too. Definitely later in the day, Heidi enlisted the help of our son. So he was out here, Bud was out here weeding. And man, we'll talk about this in a second. But yeah, look at how much weeds they were in there, and they still have lots to go. So, you think you'd remember and learn from past experiences. When we moved into our house in Beloit, it was like the second year we lived there, maybe the third year we lived there. We put in a garden, probably 1/3 this size, and we brought soil back. I had a rototiller. I tilled it all up. I did a lot of work on it. I made it really nice. We put in good potting soil. We put in manure. We did a really good job. I put drainage in it. I made like an underground drainage for it, all that. And it was always weedy, and stuff was always getting in it, and it was just hard to maintain. So after that, I built a couple of, what are those things called? Above ground garden stuff. What's that called?
Raised gardens.
Raised gardens. So I built with some scraps. Somebody down the street had scraps, and I had an air nailer, and so I took the scraps and I made a made raised gardens. I made 2 raised gardens, and we've put a bunch of dirt in there, and that's what we did for
a lot of years.
Yeah, quite a few years. So we should have, I guess, learned from that or remembered that there was a reason why we didn't like having a garden. Boy, your neck is...
Is it dirty?
Oh, it's filthy.
Oh, God. I didn't look in the mirror after I put my glasses back on.
Oh, it's rough.
I gotta go back in.
Yeah.
I can't go.
She's going to town.
Like, I washed my legs off. They're still kind of dirty. Damn it.
So,
We'll be back.
okay. So Heidi was saying something about next year is going to be raised garden. Well, it's going to have to be a lot of raised garden. And I don't mind that because it'll make it easier for me to maintain this area if we don't have, you know, these landscaping ties and all that stuff. All right. In the meantime, let's spin over to his. I've got the corners all secured with my my nail gun, and I've already cleared off all of the old butyl and silicone, even into the top on both sides, and same, you know, like I say, both sides. This one's all nice and secure. It's all tight. It's ready to go. And the thing is the trim piece that I have, on this side, there's nothing wrong with it. It just needs cleaned and reinstalled with new butyl. The thing is I've got to order a new trim for that side. It's just too bent up and beat up. So so they match. I just ordered 2 of them, and they're a kit that comes with everything, as I mentioned before, on Amazon. So it's going to be, I don't know, next week before I even get them. So unfortunately, the RV is going to have to go back in the pole building. But yeah, I'm glad that we looked at this because it's pretty good. It's solid. I mean, there's no, yeah, I don't know how to say it. It's solid all the way through here. So it's just a matter of sealing this off so it quits leaking, and touching up the front ones so they don't leak. In the meantime, just like everything else, I get 10 different things going at the same time. I have a new motor for this because this motor is so weak, but I honestly don't remember how to do the repair. So we're going to watch a couple of their videos. In the meantime, I need to find said motor, which I'm thinking I'm walking to the right place. Maybe. And nope, that's not it. Huh. Maybe it's over here. I don't remember where I put it. Maybe I put it inside the RV. Oh, maybe this is it. Kind of looks like the right size spot. Oh, it's heavy. And it says RV Camper 12 volt DC. Sounds like it, right? So let's see. Oh no, they sent me a frickin' power window motor. I say sarcastically because they're the same. It's, you know. Well, it's the end of the day for me. Heidi, she took off. She ran up to Walmart. We're going to leave this out because how many of you... I did a review on this quite a few years ago. How many of you guys seen that review when I first put it out? I mean, shoot, I think my son was still in high school. This has been a really good canopy for us. Anyways, they're going to start knocking out more weeds tomorrow. And I said, well, tomorrow's going to be hot, even hotter today. So I'll leave this out and you guys, we can put it in the garden and it can cover them up. In the meantime, the RV will stay out one more day. I did get the lawn mowed. Oh, it's, I probably could have waited a couple more days before I hit it, but I like the idea that I don't have grass, you know, all clumped up, which they threw out all those weeds and I ran them over with the mower. But it you know, just a couple more days of growth and I would have had a lot of grass to contend with. So let me think what the closing thoughts on today is. 1, I'm pretty tired. 2, I'm really glad that Heidi's home. Like I said, whenever she's here, for some reason, I always get more stuff done. 3, I have to wait for these parts to come in. Once these parts come in, these corners will be buttoned up and resealed, and I don't have to worry about putting the RV back in the pole building, which I'll probably do tomorrow. And once I leave it out here in the driveway every day, I can work on the inside then, and I think that's going to go pretty quick, hopefully. I'm going to leave the awning out tonight. I put a new motor on the awning there. I don't know if the old motor's inside here. Somewhere in here. The thing is it didn't make a difference. I'm not sure what's going on there. I think there might be a power or ground issue on the on this switch, because when I roll it in, you know, it has the weight of the awning, but it should be trying to come back in kind of fast, because there's tension on that. There's tension on that awning right now. So, you know, if there was no motor to stop it, it would try to roll up on its own. Well, when I'm rolling it in, it's just slow. It's like it just don't have enough power to roll it in. But we have another beautiful day tomorrow. It's going to be a few degrees warmer, a little bit more humid than today, and that fits me just fine. Well, we picked it up the next day, almost in the exact same spot though. It does look like Heidi's going to come out and pick weeds today. We did some running around. Let me think what else. We did some running around. Guess what? I did this really quick. Heidi hasn't even seen this yet. So you can see the deal here. We got a little bit of dark stuff back there I'm going to have to take care of. Heidi got some insulation, so we're going to put some more insulation in here to take up that, but I got to shop back out all that crap. I have one support that I have to rebuild here, and then like I said, over in this corner here I'm going to have to do some stuff. But yeah, Heidi and I, we've been talking about it, and I keep on telling her, I said, out of all the stuff that's going on with this RV, the most difficult for me by far to do is to mate up the new paneling to the old paneling. So where I cut across to put in the new paneling, I gotta make it look right. Over here is not so bad. I'm just gonna go up and over, maybe over a little bit and back down, and put in new paneling. It'll be nice and squared off there. That's not too big. Over here, I gotta go a little higher, all the way to the bottom of the window, across, up a little higher, across, back, that crossed. You can see that's definitely more difficult. She talks about, you know, hey, let's just cut out and put all new all the way across, and I would like to, but we still are stuck with, you know, paneling that's up high that's not like that at all. So I don't know. I know that's going to be my biggest challenge by far. And from here forward, you know, the wood that I have here forward, it is solid. I mean, it's like any other floor. There's nothing about that that tells me that there's a problem. But yeah, this, and even the back, all that back across there, not a problem. It's perfect. It's fine. It's this 2 foot that we have here. There's 2 foot here. It's just horrible. Absolutely horrible. So I got to do something about that.
A few moments later.
And since it's cooled off outside here, our sons come out to help Heidi do some gardening, some weed pulling. Oh, you did pick that tomato, didn't you?
Yeah, I put it in the windowsill.
Nice. No, that's grass.
What I'm pulling is grass.
This grass is tall, honey.
I know. I think this is right here.
Oh, Noah's over here digging away. But yeah, we've got, man, we got a lot of stuff going on here. It's not good. Oh my. It's a warm one today. I'm not going to do crap out here today, so you guys won't have to deal with this part of the video much. Start the truck. Well, let's see with the RV. The thing is, I got to put the RV in the pole building because we definitely have storms after midnight. And of course, the back end of that RV's all opened up quite a bit. Let's see. What else? There was something else. And it's got to be hot inside here. That was the other thing. I mean, it's not even... Overnight, it was... okay, I guess, but it's not horrible. Wow. Okay, 84. That's good. That's really good. And I think it has to do with this blowing out. That worked. Wow, 84. Okay. Huh. Well, that gives me hope for what's going on today. And that's not necessarily working on this. Heidi just sent me a thing saying, "Hey, don't get too hot today." I said, well, I'm not at all. Like I said, it's 84. That's her now. It's 84 out, and it's 84 in here, and it's going to be 94 today. But more importantly, the heat index is going to be really high, which is fun sometimes, but I don't feel like dealing with that today. Since there is a breeze, I might try to shoot some video. Wonder if I can get away with it. With the stuff that I need to do on this door. Let me see what's involved there. Maybe I'll do that video. Maybe. All right, guys, so I'm all finished out here and it's a little bit hot, so I gotta get moving because I need to get the RV back in the pole building so it can be protected. But I just got done installing, which you can go check out that review. I installed a new push bar on here and then the spring keep the door closed. New latch here because this one was not really catching too well, and a new chain guard or chain holder, plug holder, the whole shooting match there. How nice is that? But I got to do some cleaning up, get all these tools back to where they belong. Remember the movie that he said that? He said, "Don't belong." And he goes, "Belong?" He goes, "Don't belong." Oh man, well, that little bit is burning my hand. So I got to clean up all this mess, get it all put away, and this is nice, right? I like it. All right, I got to sweep too.